And hi out there, everybody. This is Mr. Kowalski back for your music lesson again this week. It is good to see you guys. I'm happy you're here. And we're going to get a chance to keep working this week on the style of songs that we've been working on the last couple times we've had music class. We've been singing that song called Now Let Me Fly, which we said was an example of a spiritual. Right, remember Now Let Me Fly? Now let me fly. Now let me fly. Now let me fly way up high, way in the middle of the air. Right, and then we had that middle part there, way down yonder in the middle of the field, seeing me working at the chariot wheel. Not so particular about working at the wheel, but I just want to see how the chariot feels. And then we had that second verse too. I got a mother in the promised land, ain't gonna stop till I shake her hand. Not so particular about shaking her hand, but I just wanna get up to the promised land. And then of course it came back to your part. Now let me fly. We stretched that out. Now let me fly. Now let me fly way up high, way in the middle of the air. Yeah, there was that song Now Let Me Fly that we got a chance to do the last couple of weeks, which you guys have worked really, really hard on. And we've talked about this concept, this idea that this song is a type of song called a spiritual. Now, ding, 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 ding. $1,000,000 to anybody who gets it right. Not really, but okay. We said that spirituals were songs that were sung by what group of people, or who were the ones who sang spirituals all those years ago? Nowadays, we can hear them like sung by different groups performing all the time, but like long, long ago, they were originally sung by what group of people? Yeah, slaves. Right. We said that spirituals were religious slave songs. They were songs that the slaves would sing about the hope that they had about finally getting up to heaven. We talked in class, we talked about how slaves believed in religion. They believed in the Bible. They believed in the Bible stories. They believed that when they died, they would go to heaven. And that was going to be what gave them their hope, right? They wanted to get to heaven because then they would finally be free. They wouldn't be slaves any longer. That's what they were looking forward to. That's what the slaves believed. So that's why they sang these spiritual songs. But last week, we talked about the secret. Remember, we said there was a secret behind these spirituals, a secret that the slaves would follow. Now, this is going to be kind of tiny. Sorry to see it. Okay. It says here, oh my goodness, it's so tiny. I'm really sorry. It says spirituals were religious slave songs, and they were. That was the first meaning of them, but it said they were also secret code songs that the slaves used to hide messages of escaping to freedom. Right, because the only way to get out of being a slave was either your owner could set you free and give you papers that would set you free, but not very many owners did that because they needed slaves to work, or you could take a chance and run away. You could escape if you were a slave. You could run away to a state that was a free state that didn't have slaves, and there would be people there to help you start a new life over again. That was a huge risk to take because if you got caught, you could get really, really punished. You'd get in big time trouble if you were a slave that tried to escape and you got caught. So it was very risky, very dangerous, and very few slaves wanted to try it. But some of them did. And they used these spirituals to spread those code messages about trying to escape. Now, in the song Now Let Me Fly, we talked about how the slaves used those code words, right? The religious meaning of the words, and each one of those religious meanings had a special code word that went with it too. Like in Now Let Me Fly, we said, this is going to be some review from last time. We said the slaves would talk about now let me fly, right? I want to fly. I want to fly way up to, we already said, I want to fly way up to heaven. Sometimes they called heaven the promised land, right? Sometimes they called heaven the promised land. So they wanted to fly up to heaven. And do you remember how they thought they were going to get there? Way down yonder in the middle of the field, seen me working at the chariot wheel. Right, they believed there was going to be this flying, flaming chariot that came down from heaven to pick them up and take them up to heaven. That's how they thought they were going to get there. But we said all those words right there had those secret code meanings, secret code words. We said when the slaves would talk about now let me fly, fly was a code word that they used for to run away or escape. Right. Now let me fly. I meant now let me run away because I wanted to run away and escape. Now, heaven, promised land, right? That was the word that meant freedom or the free states, right? They could go up to those states that were free states, and then they could start their new life there as a free person. And we said that chariot was the way they thought they'd get there. Chariot was a secret code word. I keep putting an A in that word. My goodness. Secret code word for the Underground Railroad, right? That secret escape path that the slaves could follow. Now, like we said, it wasn't really a train that went underground, right? That would be too loud and too hard to keep a secret. But it was these secret places along the way from the south to the north that the slaves could hide. There were safe houses where people there could help them. There were secret paths that they could follow that kept them hidden from people who were looking for them. And there were places they could stop and rest. So that was the Underground Railroad. So if I'm a slave, now let me fly to heaven in the promised land in a chariot meant now let me escape to freedom on the Underground Railroad. All right, so today we're going to take a look at a new spiritual called This Train. Now you're going to follow some things about this one that are similar to Now Let Me Fly, right? Because it is a spiritual. It's going to be another example of these religious slave songs that's going to have these secret codes in it. So as you listen to the song, pay really close attention to the words, because at the end of the song, I'm going to ask you some questions about it, like, where is this train going? Now, you probably already figured out where they want the train to go, right? But they're going to use a different word for it too. And we're going to also listen for who's allowed on the train and who's not allowed on the train. Got it? Here it comes. I like this one.
This train is bound for glory, this train.
Follow those words.
This train is bound for glory, this train.
Think about where it's going.
This train is bound for glory. If you run, you must be holy. This train is bound for glory, this train.
Awesome. Now that's verse number 1. Here comes verse number 2. Pay attention to this one now.
This train don't carry no gamblers, this train.
Uh-oh.
This train don't carry no gamblers, this train.
Who's not allowed?
This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. This train is bound for glory, this train.
Awesome. Now, verse 3, last one. Ready? Goes like this.
This train is bound for glory, this train.
That's what they said.
This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train
That was
is bound
fast.
for glory, this train.
That was really fast. And that's it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, just over a minute long, right? Real fast, real bouncy, real excited, because this was a positive, uplifting song for the slaves. They were excited about getting up to heaven, right? They were excited about these religious messages in here too. So now they said it a bunch of times in the song, but here it comes. You probably already figured it out. In the song, where do they say the train is going? Where is it bound for? Where is it headed? I mean, it's all over the page right here, right? This train is bound for glory, right? Yeah, it says it all through the song. This train is bound for glory. This train is bound for glory, all over the place. Now, knowing what we know about spirituals, glory was another word for what? Right, heaven, the promised land, way up in the air, right? So this train is going to be the train that's going to carry them up to heaven. Again, a different take on the idea of the chariot taking them to heaven. Sometimes they would think about this, they would ride this train, this heavenly train, the Underground Railroad. And a train, right? The Underground Railroad used lots of train terms. Like people who helped the slaves were called conductors, like the conductor on a train, or engineers, like the engineer on a train. They would call the different stops where they could have safe houses and places to hide. They'd call those stations sometimes. So the Underground Railroad used lots of train terms to talk about as that secret code, right? I can't say I'm going to run away to go to a safe house, but I could say I'm going to ride that train to a station. Right? They're hiding those code words in there again. So this train is bound for glory. It's bound for glory, and that's what they're saying. Now, maybe you were paying really close attention to it. Right here on this page, it tells us the answer. Now, if you're going to ride this train, let's go back to verse 1. If you're going to ride this train, what do you have to be? Right? Now, remember, the train's going to heaven. So if you're going to ride this train, the song says you've got to be what? You must be holy, right? Yeah. So if you're going to ride this train, if you're going to go to heaven, you got to be holy. That's what they say in the song. the slaves are saying, look, we're going to try to be holy. We want to ride that train. We want to go up to heaven. So if you ride that train, you must be holy, they say. Now, if we skip down to the third verse, similar, right? This train's bound for glory. This train's bound for glory. This train's bound for glory. They say that the same thing. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Righteous is another word for holy, kind of like that, means the same thing. So again, they're saying this train doesn't carry anybody who's not righteous, doesn't carry anybody who's not holy. They're saying you got to be holy to be riding on this train. But it also tells us about some people who can't ride this train. Second verse. Take a look. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train, don't carry no gamblers. Nobody who goes out betting money and losing money, betting all their money away and losing it, and they don't have money to pay their bills and being irresponsible. They say, those gamblers, people losing their money, they're not righteous and holy. This train isn't going to carry them. It's not going to carry those gamblers who aren't holy and righteous. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. Ooh, midnight ramblers. Now, midnight, late at night, right? Ramblers, troublemakers. People going out causing trouble all night long. Oh, yeah, those midnight ramblers, those troublemakers, they're not righteous, they're not holy, they're not going to be on this train. So the slaves are saying, no way, midnight ramblers, you're not on the train. Gamblers, you're not on the train either. And then it says, no hypocrites. That's kind of a big word, might be a new one. Hypocrites, not hippopotamus. Don't get confused. That's the big fat animal. Not hippopotamus. Okay, these are hypocrites. So let's see. Hypocrites. Okay. Let me tell you. This is okay. Hypocrites. Ready? Here we go. Now listen up. When you're at your computer for school, you got to be safe with that computer. You're not allowed to have anything to drink. Okay. When you're using your computer like we are right now, you're not allowed to have anything to drink. If you have something to drink at your computer, man, you are going to get in big time trouble. You're not allowed to. And if you do, you're going to get in trouble for it. All right? Keep that in mind. Remember, okay. Oh, and also when we're at school, when we're at computer, when we're doing our lessons and stuff, you got to stay logged in. You got to stay at the computer. You are not allowed to just get up and leave. If you get up and leave, you're going to be in big trouble. Don't get up and leave because you're going to be in big trouble. Don't get up and leave because you're going to be in big trouble if you do. You see that? Now, wait a second. I just told you that you're going to be in big trouble if you get a drink at your computer. But then I took a drink at my computer. I told you you'd be in big trouble, but then I did it. I told you that if you get up and walk away and leave, you're going to be in big trouble. And then I got up and walked away and left. I told you not to do it, but then I did it. Right? That's what a hypocrite does. A hypocrite is a person who says one thing, or maybe tells you, don't do these things because they're bad and you shouldn't. And then I go and do it, even though I told you not to. Right? That's what a hypocrite is. And the slaves are saying, dude, if you're a hypocrite like that, if you say one thing and then you go out and do that thing that you told me not to do, that makes you a hypocrite. And that hypocrite means that hypocrite's not righteous and not holy and not going to be allowed to ride on that train. So the slaves are saying, gamblers, midnight ramblers and troublemakers, hypocrites, no way, you're not allowed on that train. If you ride that train, you must be holy. Yeah, that's right. So let's take a look at these verses and get a chance to practice doing some singing with these two today, because this is a really fun one. It's a fast one, too, to get a chance to sing. Now, it is quick. It is fast, so you got to be ready for it. Ready? It says, this train is bound for glory. We're going to grab those bells out and help us out. Really, really, I don't want to say easy song to sing because the words are really, really fast, but a lot of the words repeat and follows, kind of like a little bit like Now Let Me Fly does. So it's going to go like this. Here's the first, this train is bound for glory. We're going to go right up and down the steps like this. This train is bound for glory, this train. That's the first one. So let's try that first one together. Ready, set, here we go. This train is bound for glory, this train. Nice job. Now, the next one, same words, but now we're going to go up the steps. This train is bound for glory, this train. Whoa, way up high on those steps. Listen to it again. This train is bound for glory, this train. Try that one, second one up high. Ready, go. This train is bound for glory, this train. Awesome, now we stay up high. Now this one goes fast though. This train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. Ooh. So it goes up the steps, then right back down the steps. If you ride it, you must be holy. So let's try this train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. Ready, go. This train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. Yeah, and then the last line, just like the first one, makes it easy. This train is bound for glory. This train. Super easy, and do that, and we got number one done. So let's try that last part again. This train is bound for glory. Ready, go. This train is bound for glory. This train. There you go. Nice job. So if we go all the way back to the beginning, let's go straight through the whole thing. Follow the leader, though. I'll sing, you sing, I'll sing, you sing. We'll follow the leader all the way through it. Ready? So I'll go first, and then when I point to you, it's your turn. This train is bound for glory. This train. Say that. Go. Now I'll do the next one up high. This train is bound for glory. This train. Your turn. Go. And now we're going to do the middle lines. This train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. Try that one. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, and then the last one. This train is bound for glory. This train. Your turn. Ready? Go. Awesome. Now, here comes the hard part. The whole first verse. You ready? 1, 2, you got this thing. Ready? Go. This train is bound for glory. This train. Good, keep going. This train is bound for glory. This train. Keep going, keep going. This train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. This train is bound for glory. This train. Nice. All right, now we're going to skip number 2. You go to number 3, verse number 3 for a second, because a lot of number 3 is the same as number 1. This train is bound for glory, this train. That's the same thing. This train is bound for glory, this train. Same thing. This train is bound for glory. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Whoa. That's fast. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. That's going to go really, really quick. But then it ends the same. This train is bound for glory, this train. So let's look at this new line of it, the don't carry nothing part. I'm going to go like this. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Ready? I'm going to nice and slow, just for practice, because it gets really fast. So let's just practice it slow. I'll go first. You follow me. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Yeah, nice and slow for it, just to practice. I'll go first. You follow me. Right? We'll take turns. Make sure you keep up with me, though. Ready? Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Good. Keep going. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Okay. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Come on. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. Okay, it's not that fast. Okay, it's not that fast, but it is going to be quick. Catch your breath. Okay, we got it. So when we sing don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy, it's not going to be that fast, but it is going to be quick. So let's try all of verse number 3. This train is bound for glory. 1 and a 2 and a ready, go. This train is bound for glory. This train. Yeah, these ones right here. This train is bound for glory. This train. Keep going, keep going. This train is bound for glory. Don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory. This train. How'd you do? Did you get it? Yeah, that's a good one, good one, good one. Awesome job. Now, that's number 3. Verse number 1 you already got. Now, let's look at verse number 2, because this is the one that really changes around. This is the one that just, this train don't carry no gamblers. Now, we're going to follow the same tune, same bell, same up and down. So we got that tune. We know how it goes now. Let's go ahead and try. I think you can do all of verse 2 first time through. Let's try it. This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. 1 and a 2 and a ready, go. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train. Now go up high. This train don't carry no gamblers. This train. Stay up there. This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. This train is bound for glory. This train. There it was. You sung verse 1. You sung verse 2. And you sung verse 3. Can you put them all together? Ready? Let's try verse 1, 2, and 3 all the way through the whole thing. Ready? Set? Here comes. Oh yeah. Ready? Here we go.
This train is bound for glory. This train.
Now go up high.
This train is bound for glory. This train.
Good, keep going.
This train is bound for for glory, this train.
Awesome. All right, now, don't carry no gamblers. 1, 2, here we go.
This train don't carry no gamblers, this train.
No, it don't.
This train don't carry no gamblers, this train.
Again.
This train don't carry no gamblers, no hypocrites, no midnight ramblers. This train is not for glory, this train.
Yeah, you got it. All right, here comes. Last verse. Don't carry nothing. Here it comes.
This train is not for glory, this train.
It's going to be fast. Make sure you get it.
This train is not for glory, this train.
Come on, here it comes.
This train is not for glory, don't carry nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train is not for glory, this train.
Awesome. And it finishes up. Ladies, gentlemen, good stuff out there. Nice job. Now, we only got a couple minutes left, and I want to talk about the last little piece. I know we're a little bit over time. Sorry about that, teachers, but I really want to talk about this last little piece with these guys and gals. Okay. Now, we talked about the religious meanings, right? This train is only going to carry holy and righteous people up to heaven. It's not going to carry people who aren't righteous and holy. But there's also that code song piece that we got to talk about real fast, right? There's that code song bit, right? Now, we said when they talk about this train, right, we know what we're talking about, that train. Same thing they're talking about with the chariot, right? The train was a code word for the Underground Railroad. We mentioned that already, right? Those train terms that they use. The train is the Underground Railroad. So I'm going to follow this Underground Railroad to glory. All right, what was glory? We already said what glory was. Glory means they're going to get to heaven, or the word they used for it sometimes, the promised land, right? That's what the code word was for glory. It meant heaven and promised land, right? Oh, heaven and promised land. But code word, it also meant freedom, right? Glory meant heaven and the promised land, but it really meant freedom in that code word. Now, when they're talking about people who are holy and righteous riding on this train, slaves are singing the song about only people who are holy and righteous are going to ride this train to heaven. Or only people who are holy and righteous are going to follow the Underground Railroad to freedom. Who do you think they're talking about? They're actually singing about themselves. The slaves are singing about themselves. They're saying, if you're going to be righteous and holy, if you're going to ride that train to heaven, you got to be righteous and holy. Well, if we're going to follow that Underground Railroad to freedom, the slaves were talking about themselves. They're the ones who are righteous and holy. But what about those people who aren't holy and aren't righteous? The gamblers, the ramblers, the hypocrites. All right, here it comes. Ready? The slaves were talking about the slave owners. They were using this song not just to talk about escaping and running away, not just to talk about getting up to heaven and being happy when they finally get there, but they were actually picking on their owners, and the owners didn't even know it. The slaves were calling their owners hypocrites and gamblers and ramblers and people who were not holy and not righteous. You see, they would watch their owners all the time. Their owners would have people over to their house and they'd pretend to be all nice. Then every Sunday, their owners would go off to church and they'd sing in church and be all, holy, I'm in church and I'm singing and I'm holy. And then they'd come home and treat their slaves as badly as we talked about that one day. And the slaves were like, dude, hold on. You're going into church and you're pretending you're all holy and righteous and everything. But then you come home and you treat us so bad. So they were saying that their owners were hypocrites, right? I go out and I say I'm doing one thing, but then I come home and I treat my slaves so badly and mistreat them. They were calling their owners hypocrites. So that code words, all those code words for those slave songs fit right into this one too. This train bound for glory, going to be carrying righteous and holy people, but not the people who aren't righteous and holy. The Underground Railroad is going to freedom, taking those slaves, but not going to take those owners because they're not holy and righteous enough. All right, guys, I know there are over 1,000 different songs that fall into this category of spirituals. We've only listened to 2 of them, but I encourage you to check them out. Google it, check it out. Spirituals. You could check it out, listen to different kinds, listen to different performers perform maybe the same ones that we got a chance to sing. All right, check it out. There's some really cool things out there to get a chance to find out about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have had a great time with you as your music teacher this quarter. I've had a great time with you today with this song, singing this train too. But I do have to say that this is going to be the last chance that we are together for music class, right? The county we're going to get a chance to go back to our regular schools through our computers and things now. So whichever school is your regular school, you're going to start going back to that regular school and having music with your regular school music teacher. But I have had a blast preparing these lessons for you guys and getting them ready. So I hope that you guys continue to have a great school year. I hope you keep working hard for all your teachers, no matter who it is. Keep putting in that good work. I've had a blast. I hope you have too. And I hope you learned some good stuff too. I really hope that you have. It's not just all about having fun. We got to learn some good stuff too. And I bet you guys did a lot of that. So I was happy to get a chance to do these things with you guys. And I hope that I'll see you guys, maybe not here through our computer, but I hope I'll see you around here somewhere. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of the day and keep working hard for your teachers. And I'll see you guys maybe next time. Maybe sometime I'll see you. I don't know. Let's see if I run into you again. Guys, have a great rest of your fourth grade year. I'm looking forward to finding out about the cool things you guys do. And keep singing and making music.